Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the Bookit Sports community and around the world. We're back. It's Monday. A lot happened over the weekend that we're going to talk about, but I think we should start with what happened in the Bookit universe. For some reason, Trent is on absolute fuego.
You see his Pega calendar?
Like, dude, he can't miss a bet.
He can't.
He's hitting 4 teams. He's hitting 6 teams. He's hitting NHL, NBA. And I haven't gotten sent a goddamn one. And I think the worst part of it is that he's posting things that he didn't post on the feed.
That was
all time.
That was all time.
Keep that in the draft.
He doesn't do that normally.
But
so I'll give him a break.
Out of him though,
that is
that's all time. Keep it in the drafts.
That is.
Keep it in the drafts. That's all time. Out of him. Keep it in the drafts. The BTL boys hit the squad ride. Cannon's money line over the weekend.
Massive.
We're going to talk BTL. I guess we could talk BTL, but we're going to talk BTL and the PLL a little later in the episode during What in the World. Lauren and I got our soul sucked by Kyrie Irving last night. I just don't know what his deal is. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. And we've got boots on ground at the NHL game today for Chelly and Trent, but we got a lot to talk about. So let's rip.
We back.
It gets more shocking every time I open my phone. And now women's basketball and the U.S. men's national team and the Basketball Association, whoever makes these fucking decisions, has decided to leave Caitlin Clark off the U.S. Olympic team for, can you guess what reason, Josh? It has to be because she's not shooting the ball well. It has to be because she can't pass the ball. It has to be something basketball related as to why the biggest name in women's basketball, possibly basketball, has been left off the U.S. Olympic roster. It has to be basketball related. Oh, wait, that's right. It could never be basketball related when a girl by the name of Diana Taurasi is fucking involved. I had to read this on my Twitter last night. Concern over how Clark's millions of fans would react to what would likely be limited playing time on a stacked roster was a factor in decision-making from U.S. basketball veterans. What her millions of fans' reaction would be to her getting likely limited playing time on a stacked roster. No roster is stacked when Diana Taurasi's name is on it. She's shooting 37% from the fucking field. All this tells me is that veterans in women's basketball, once again, want to gatekeep everything from Caitlin Clark. They don't want her to have success in the league. They don't want to represent the U.S., even though, wouldn't you argue, Josh, that if you have a stacked roster of some of the best women in sports, and you have the rookie of the year, which we're going to get to that ESPN fucking article in a second, you have the rookie of the year who's averaging 20, almost a triple-double, or double-double. We'll go double-double. On a team where, by the way, if you put her with girls, don't you think she'd probably have 10 assists, 9 assists, be averaging a double-double with the way she passes the ball?
If she played with the girls that are on this U.S. team, she would have 15 assists a game.
So why would we, instead of framing it as her millions of fans might be really upset that she's getting limited playing time, wouldn't you want someone that brings that kind of shine, that level of motion to a broadcast to tune in to watch this stacked roster play basketball? And God forbid she gets an opportunity to play with women at her level.
Yeah.
At her level, God forbid, which, by the way, she's probably fucking starting on this team. You want to talk about limited playing time. The only person that should have limited playing time, or shouldn't even be on the roster, rather, is Diana fucking Taurasi. She's shooting 37% from the field, and she's on the goddamn Olympic roster. What are we doing? What are we doing? Because veterans think that her millions of fans are going to get upset with the lack of limited playing time from U.S. basketball veterans. Who are the only veterans on that roster?
It's her and Griner, I think. Asia, I would say, is a veteran, but maybe she's not that old.
And by the way, not only is Diana Taurasi taking a roster spot from Caitlin Clark, she's also taking it from Enrique, who's averaging 23 fucking points per game this year.
Enrique's a bucket.
So we're taking away spots for not only someone who's the biggest name in all of women's basketball, but also women that are averaging 23 fucking points per game.
Yeah.
For Diana Taurasi, and you know her opinion is the one that matters in that room for whatever reason.
For sure.
Because everyone involved in the women's basketball organization is just brain dead.
Yeah.
They just have no idea how to market. They have no idea how to grow the league. They have no idea how to make the right decision at the right time.
Makes no
But you're
sense.
telling me that a rookie that got drafted to the worst possible roster in the WNBA is averaging almost a double-double, has been left off because they are scared her millions of fans will be mad that she won't get playing time? You did the complete opposite. You pissed off millions of fans because you left her off because of her presence.
It makes no sense.
So remove the presence. Do you think if she doesn't have millions of fans, Josh, with her stats and the way she's playing, does she make the team then by that? By that thought process, does she make the team if she doesn't have millions of fans that will be upset about her lack of playing time? Does she make the team then?
If she does, that is the dumbest thing of all time. Also, probably half the amount of people that would normally be watching this game if she was on the team will be watching it now.
I'm not going to watch a single game.
No. Why would I mean? They're just going to win. They're going to win every game, right? Like that just kind of like how it is. Like U.S. women's basketball's going to win every game. So like, there's no point in watching unless you're watching for a person.
And I'll tell you what, Josh. All this tells me is Diana Taurasi and all these other idiots are in the back room. I don't have millions of fans. God forbid somebody actually watches our games. God forbid someone's actually invested in women's basketball in the Olympics for once in its goddamn life. Like, can we fucking grow up? Can we grow up? Because it's all Diana Taurasi and it's all this narrative that Caitlin Clark has these fans that are toxic. But guess what? You guys breed it. You fucking bred it. I am the product of you, Diana. And I hope you've seen every fucking clip we've done. Because you have created fans like me. Because you refuse, as a veteran of the league, to be the person that just welcomes everyone in. But instead, we got to make it. We got to make it. It's head against head. It's I hate you because I didn't get this. But guess what, Diana? You fucking suck. And you're shooting 37% and you're on the roster just because you've been there forever. Give me a break. Aaliyah Boston should probably be in over Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner hasn't even played this year. You want to know Brittany Griner's fucking stats? Take away her height. You want to know her stats?
I'd love to hear him.
As the tallest player in the WNBA. You ready for this one? Ready for this one? 11 points and 4 rebounds.
4 rebounds?
11 points and 4 rebounds. Put Aaliyah Boston in over Brittany fucking Griner.
She's moose too, though.
But either way.
I think the only two that really got snubbed were Caitlin and Arike. But also, I could see why Arike's not on the team because they have a bunch of shooting guards that are also.
But are you ready for this? Oh my God, genius
really
marketing.
good.
Let's put Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark on the team over Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. Who's not tuning into every piece of content they put out in every game they play?
That is very true.
If they're going to get limited playing time, why waste it with veterans that bring nothing?
Yeah, that's true. Put Kate Martin on the team.
Anyone. And that brings me to what's his fucking name? What's his
Neil
name?
Payne.
Neil Payne. When you have a job at ESPN, Neil, you have a duty to sport and its fans. And when you put out the most brain-dead, useless stat ranking the WNBA rookies, knowing what you're doing, Neil, and you rank Cameron Brink first, Caitlin Clark sixth, you're making a mockery of everything that the WNBA is trying to grow. Because I don't know if you've realized this, but Cameron Brink has gotten rather popular. I think a lot of people think she's attractive, but she's fucking moose shit. She averages like 6 and 2. I get she's a rookie, right? I get she's a rookie. Angel Reese is better. Caitlin Clark is leagues better. Kate Martin is probably better than Cameron fucking Brink. But we're going to make dumb articles because you want clicks. And put Caitlin Clark as the 6th best rookie. When you know Neil, and I know you know Neil, when you sit back on your little laptop, wherever the fuck you live, you know Caitlin Clark is head and shoulders the best rookie in this class. You know she's the face of the league, but you put out articles like this because ESPN is dying for clicks.
Do you guys want to hear the list?
Yeah, give me the list.
Number 1, Cameron Brink. Number 2, Angel Reese. Dog. Sky girl.
Dog. I agree. Angel Reese.
She's not really a dog. She kind of stinks, but.
Kind of stinks.
3, Kate Martin. Kate Martin plays like 15
2
minutes
minutes.
a game.
Maybe 2 minutes on the Aces.
Rakia Jackson. She is actually really good.
She is good.
Julie Van Loo. That girl that we took her threes
Julie
from the
Van Loo,
Mystics.
yeah.
And then Caitlin Clark. Like, are you kidding?
And by the way, Caitlin Clark is on the worst roster in the WNBA. She's averaging close to 17 points per game. She's averaging, I think, almost, 5 assists? If you put her on the Las Vegas Aces.
Oh, Kate started? Let's go. I didn't know that.
If you put Caitlin Clark on the Las Vegas Aces, If you put Caitlin Clark on any other roster that has women with the ability to make a layup, she probably averages a double-double. She's probably clear. I mean, she already is clear number 1 rookie of the year.
Yeah, I mean.
So, Neil, why don't you do your fucking job and not put out these dumbass articles that mean nothing with stats that nobody cares about? What were the stats again?
The stats are, so they used win shares, estimated wins added, and player efficiency rating.
So we're just using a dumb stat to knock Caitlin Clark down pegs because she's on the worst team in the league.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Thanks, Neil. ESPN really doing their job now back in the day. I remember back in the day, I used to turn on ESPN every fucking morning for SportsCenter, and I would get the best sports news, the best sports takes, and I got fucking Neil putting out articles trying to just knock Caitlin Clark down a couple pegs because it's easy.
For what, Neil?
Because it's easy? Because it's easy.
I guess.
3-9 Caitlin Clark, the face of the league, over MVP A'ja Wilson. When we're talking about face of the league, we're talking about motion. I mean, if we want to talk about records and wins, we're going to have to talk about the rosters. I think A'ja Wilson's fucking phenomenal, by the way. I think A'ja Wilson, you put her against Caitlin Clark, probably fucking eats on her.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark's not the best player in the WNBA, but she's got the most motion. She's got the most fans. She's bringing the most eyes. So that's your face of the league. And you'd want to talk about records. Look at her fucking roster.
They're so bad.
I agree with Chaco. The WNBA players and reporters make it impossible to want to watch the sport. You make it impossible.
They try their best.
You make it. They literally try their best to make you not want to watch.
Yeah.
Like the WNBA players and reporting are literally doing a Hall of Fame job at trying to make us not watch sport. But that's it for my WNBA rant. Unless you have
that was good.
Say.
No, I don't have shit to say. I think you said all of it.
You spent the weekend at the Belmont Stakes.
I did.
Tell me about that. How was that?
Dude, we had a day on Friday.
I heard you guys were Legacy's dialed.
Well, at the event, yes, Legacy's dialed. Friday was awful. We had that 3.5 hour flight.
Well, explain what happened to the Belmont.
Okay. So we went, well, it was at Saratoga. So like the racetrack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we originally thought that this race was at Belmont, and we booked all of our flights and hotels and shit, thinking that I was at Belmont. It wasn't this year. Shout out Dennis for telling us that it wasn't there, else we would have been there. It was at Saratoga. So we had to get a rental car to drive up to Saratoga, and we had to wait 3 hours in line to get a rental car.
No way.
3 hours, dude.
Holy shit.
Woke up at 4:30 on Friday, didn't get to the hotel until 10 p.m. It was awful. But
shout out to Twitter chat. Rare. Sorry.
I know Dilly Daggers is saying it. Dornock Legacies. Dornock Legacies in the main event on Saturday was fucking electric. Me and Trent both put $200 on them.
Well, but explain why you guys put 200 on it.
I mean, it was literally, so this girl was like coming around with the company they were with, and she was filming content, like trying to like get people's like picks for the big race. And I hadn't picked one yet, so I just looked at the little spreadsheet or whatever. Mm-hmm. And people were telling us that like it's a giant killer. The track's a giant killer. So like I normally don't take favorites either way. So I was looking for a little long shot that had raced before. Yeah. Racing the Derby, Dornock. So I was like, fuck it, taking Dornock. And I love that name. Just Meemaw at the back door, just knocking. Dude, so I mean, that race was electric.
But it's also a classic Joshy pick.
Yeah,
just somehow picks the fucking winner. Hadn't even looked at the board.
We won 30. I won 3,800. Trent won 3,700.
What are you gonna do with your winnings?
I mean, I'm going on a golf trip next month, so I got bread to spend there.
Wow, Carmen just threw
I'll
up.
Be saving that. I get no. I gotta save my money. We're going out this weekend. She's good.
Oh, where are you guys going out?
We're going to Pop
You have to
Stroke.
give specifics.
We're going to Pop Stroke.
Oh, nice.
I don't think anyone's gonna follow me there.
Nice.
We're gonna go putt.
Dude, that place is fun. If you guys have
really
never been to Pop Stroke, you should look it up. It's a mini golf course. It's actually really fun.
Yeah, new driver would be tough. Dude, I have been talking about
Josh
getting new
literally
irons.
Almost.
I've been talking about getting new irons for fucking so long. So maybe that is the plan.
I don't know if you guys saw that because he's on the screen. But I think we just got the closest we've ever gotten to Josh's vinegar strokes. That was something I've never seen out of Josh before.
That was a good shout.
It was a new driver. It was over a new driver.
This is a good idea.
I just want everyone to know that it was over a new driver.
It might be new irons though. Might be new irons.
It could be new irons. I'm not gonna lie to you. Speaking of new and improved, big days, big wins. The New York Atlas are the best team in the PLL.
Yeah,
by
a lot,
1 million.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you watched the games. I know you couldn't actually because you were traveling.
Yeah, we didn't watch them this weekend.
Dude, we are Like, there's not a defense that can stop us in the league.
Really?
And I put the Chaos pretty high up on defense. I mean, they have Jared Newman and guys like that. Dude, we literally do whatever we want.
I mean,
we do whatever we want.
Teton Schellenberger.
Xander Dixon might be the best.
Yeah.
By the way, score. I mean,
yeah.
The way Jeff Teat can throw the ball around. Dude, the Atlas.
Over 4.5 wins is the freest.
Literally the freest bet on the board. And I said it in the clip.
Yeah.
I gave him the Atlas.
I don't think that ever came out, though.
No, it did.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, it did.
All right, good.
I gave the Atlas to win. I gave Jeff Teat MVP, and I said the Atlas win team total over. I can never get that right. Team total win over. I can never get
team
that
total over
right.
wins.
Team total over wins. That's how you do it. And imagine if we had bet Kavanaugh. I'm just kidding. God damn it, Lauren. But you know what the funniest part is? Liam doesn't even fucking play.
Yeah.
He hasn't played yet.
It makes no sense.
Why did we draft a goalie if we're going to play Troutner? I don't understand. I know we're winning, but he's still moose shit.
Yeah.
He's still moose shit. The Chaos almost came back.
Dude. Also, like in any other sport, you take a first round pick, that dude's starting. And except basketball, I guess.
That's
later.
That is literally like the Bears being like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
We still have
we got
three
Rome,
quarterbacks.
but we have Tyler Scott.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what it is.
No, it's literally like drafting Rome and being like, listen, guys, we got Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna have to see who wins the spot.
I wish we still had Mooney. He's gonna be sick on the Falcons, actually.
Yeah, he's gonna be sick.
He'll be dope.
I just try to think of a really obscure receiver.
Yeah. Velus Jones
on the Bears. Yeah.
You should know, if you know Velus Jones.
Crazy
I'm
Kip
sorry.
still has the stash. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I might be in on the stash.
I like it. I like the stash.
I might be in on the stash. Speaking of Ron's talking about some collapses. Did you see what happened to me on the feed on Friday?
I did not. I literally
So
didn't look at my phone once.
I had 2 PLL bets. I had the over in game 1, which was the Chaos and the Redwoods. And we needed 4 goals in the fourth quarter. There was 1 goal scored in the fourth quarter. 1. 1 goal in the fourth quarter. In the game of lacrosse where the ball is this big and the net's about this big and you average about 6 to 5 goals a quarter between 2 teams, 1 goal.
That is brutal.
So that happened. Soul sucked. Cut to the next game. I got Archers minus 2.5 against the Moose Shit Outlaws with no Wisnowski. So it's just Brendan O'Neill, and he didn't play well in week 1. So I was like, you know what? Tap into the BTL brain. Let's fucking fade Brendan O'Neill. Take the Archers minus 2.5. PLL spreads are the worst bet in the sport, right? We get to the fourth quarter. Archers are up. I think it was 5. So I was like, dude, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
10 goal quarter out of the Outlaws. They scored 10 fucking goals in one quarter.
I did see O'Neill went off, didn't he?
To force overtime. So I lost the minus 2.5, but I had the Archers money line in a parlay with the Fever. That was my nuke of the day. The Fever won by 1 point.
Yeah, I saw that.
We go in up. They were up 14-7. They were up 7, 10 goals from the Outlaws. We go into overtime. I go, dude, as long as the Archers just win, minus 2.5, minus 260, no way they don't win. And the Outlaws win in overtime. 2 fourth quarters. 2 fourth quarters that fucked my brains out in GTA. I've never had anything like it. I've literally never had anything like it. I full faded because of 1 quarter. One
That's
quarter.
incredible. Dude, I saw you place that bet, the Fever Archers money line one. And I'm like, dude, I told you, I'm like, that is a rat shit bet. Just because having Fever money line in a parlay and it's only like plus 150 is an insane bet.
But I'll tell you what, though. That was free because it was a back-to-back against Washington Mystics.
But you know that's insane.
Yeah, I mean,
because
the Moose Shit bet was putting the fucking Archers in.
That
at
is
minus
true.
260. Like, what am I doing, dude?
That is
and
true.
I think they might have been the only favorite to outright lose, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, the Chaos covered. Chaos. Oh my God, they were literally the only favorite not to win on the weekend because the Cannons won as well. That is if I did that parlay with any other team,
yeah, I
should just done Atlas Fever. That like, what am I doing?
Could have done 3 other teams.
Could have done a fucking 3-teamer. Of course, the one game I pick against the biggest fucking underdog, they fucking win.
Yeah,
banged out, dude. I got banged out. The PP entry sold, dude. I literally got rat fucked. Like the PLL on Friday, rat fucked me. Bounce back on Saturday. Cannons Atlas, free cheese. Shout out BTL with the squad or with the Cannons. That was always a bounce back win for them. But dude, the league is exciting this year. The rookies are so good. There's been a little bit of a power change where it seems like the Archers from being dominant last year coming in maybe a little bit too. It seems like they love to do that in the second half.
Yeah.
They come out and just bang you out in the first half and then The Water Dogs we haven't seen after their week 1 collapse. But I mean, great weekend overall for the PLO. Not gonna lie to you. The Mavs are down 2-0.
They are.
Jason Tatum is not a superstar. I don't know if you could watch this series and look me in my face and tell me that Jason Tatum is a superstar. He's not even the second best on his own team. He might not even be the third best on his own team.
Well, he's been the 5th best player on their team this series. Like literally the 5th best player, probably.
But
probably,
I get
it's probably
dragged through the
Jalen,
mud.
Drew, Kristaps, and he's probably 4th. But still, I mean, that's awful.
So I'm going to be honest with you, Josh, and I'm going to just ask you. I might lead the witness, but I'm going to ask you some questions. When you draft Jason Tatum in the top 5, what are your objectives for him?
Championships.
And
Him to be the best player on a championship team.
So I'm going to ask you my next question. Finally on the big stage, and he's probably the 5th best player. Do you think he's living up to the expectations of where you drafted him at?
I would say no.
So does that mean that possibly he could be a draft bust?
Possibly.
Is it possible that we have the conversation? Possibly. I'm just saying. It's
definitely possible.
I'm just saying. He's definitely not a superstar, right?
You're not saying he's a bust.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's like a bust like Kwame Brown's a bust.
Yeah.
Like I think that's
Anthony
where we're
Bennett. It's like,
yeah, like not Anthony Bennett level bust. But
dude, I agree. I've always fucking hated Jason Tatum too. Since he was on Duke, I've always hated him.
And the shame is I don't hate him. I just feel like we just talk about him a little bit too.
Yeah.
I think that's where Chaco, that's what I mean when I say bust though, is I feel like he's just he's not reached the level we've put him at. And we put him in. And my problem is, not that my opinion matters because I've got Rockstar brains, but my problem is we put him in conversations he shouldn't even be in. He doesn't deserve to be in. That's my only problem.
Mahoney said, how the fuck do you think they got here? I think they got here because every single team is banged up and he didn't do shit. Jaylen Brown literally won Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
Yeah, like he hasn't done anything. I don't know how they got here. Probably because they can go 1 through 8 on their lineup.
Yeah, their lineup is crazy.
And by the way, I would love
Drew Holiday's a fucking dog.
I would love to know if we have any mathematicians that want to get in the weeds in the chat today. When the Celtics are leading by 10 or more points in the 4th quarter, how many points Jason Tatum would have if you took away his points after that point?
Oh yeah, it'd probably be 10.
Because
he's a merchant at the end of the game.
He's a garbage time merchant that they leave in till 2 minutes left when they're up 15.
I was talking to Trent about that this weekend.
That's what I'm saying, man. Oh yeah, do you want to tell me the bet that Trent took? Did you see the group chat? Did you see the group chat? The bet that Trent took yesterday in the NBA Finals?
Oh yeah,
Straight bet. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah, he took Jason Tatum 30+ points.
Because Trent was the one sitting in that seat that didn't
was.
get any hate for saying that Jason Tatum is a superstar.
Yeah.
But he took 30+. I could do that 35+ point giveaway for the entire NBA Finals and not lose $200.
Yeah, there's no chance. You could do 20. Dude, I would move it down to 20 next game. That just to be super disrespectful.
If Jason Tatum gets 15 points, I'll give away $2,000. No, I'm just kidding. But, dude, honestly, and I'll say this. I tweeted last night, and again, I got ripped. I think people just, I think I'm very hateable on the internet. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. I'm not even trying to be, but I think I'm fine. If I'm the Mavs, this is the position that, not that I want to be in, but now that we're in this position, I don't hate that we're in this position if I'm the Mavs. Now you get to come back to Dallas. Your back is against the wall. You've seen now how the Celtics have played 2 games in a row, and it seems like Jason Kidd, every game you play him, he gets a little bit better at game planning you. And I think the Celtics are a very good basketball team. I think that's where people are getting lost in translation. Jason Tatum's not a superstar. This Boston Celtics team might be the best roster in the NBA.
Yeah,
1 through 9, 1 through 8. Kept it closer in game 2. I think obviously it got away from you. The refs didn't make a call against PJ Washington that I think I agree with Chelly. You blow the whistle either way, and you find out if that's a foul or not. In a game that big. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Derek White hit his hand, like fully palmed his hand. So it was a foul. I think we can have that conversation that it was a foul. They're down 5. He makes those free throws as a 1-possession game. Like that changes the game with 50 seconds left. But either way, Luka's super banged up. Now we're back in Dallas for 3 and 4. The Celtics are beatable.
Yeah, for sure.
The Celtics are beatable by this Mavs team. We haven't had. The dancing TikToks were much more hateable. Love you now. I don't know what changed. Probably the dancing. But we now have an opportunity to come home and have the role players play like the role players do. I think people are forgetting, but not realizing Peyton Pritchard's hitting half court shots at the end of quarters. Like these things don't happen when you play away. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen Jaden Hardy show up at all in Boston. We haven't seen PJ Washington show up. We haven't seen Derek Jones Jr. show up. These are guys, even I would go as far to say Derek Lively.
Even Kleba hasn't made a shot. I
mean, Max Kleba shouldn't even be in the NBA. That's
I agree. But he has wide open threes every single game. He can't make shit. So
Kyrie clearly struggling with playing in Boston. This is almost where you want to be. Is the Celtics team going into Dallas going, maybe we could drop 1 or 2? Because I don't know if people remember or realize, but this Celtics team, they'll stack a couple losses if they're playing a better team.
The only thing that would scare me as a Boston fan is Jason Tatum's play right now. Because if I feel like superstars in the NBA win away games in the playoffs and role players win home games in the playoffs. Yeah, that's like kind of the way I look at it. Like going away, your superstar has to play out of his mind for them to win that game. And they still might not win. Like Luka played out of his mind yesterday. They still didn't win.
I agree.
So I think if guys like Derek White and Drew Holiday aren't going to have 20-plus points, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to have to pick up the slack heavy.
And I think the problem is, I saw this discourse too on Twitter as well. Let's not act like Luka doesn't have help. They're just not showing up.
They're just not playing.
Like he has help. I don't want that to ever become the narrative. Kyrie Irving needs to play better.
Yeah.
Like if you are the Mavericks right now, Luka Doncic is doing what Luka has done to get you guys here. The supplementals have not been supplementing, which is the problem. You now have to come back into Dallas. And I think this is where, as a city of Dallas, if I got any Dallas fans in here, we got to build Kyrie up, man.
Yeah.
Going into Boston with the way those fans are, they'll never beat the Chargers, by the way. No. That fan base will never beat the Chargers. We got to come back home and let these guys know that we're here for them. Because that's a really hard place to play. And I don't think people are realizing that. When you're down 5, it feels like you're down 15 in that arena, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
So we got to come home.
No one can make a shot except Luka.
We got to come home. We got to be better. And I'm going to say we because I live in the fucking city. We got to build our guys up. And our role players, you got to show up now. You got to show. We have to take both these games.
We need a PJ Washington game.
Yeah,
that's what we need. We need
a Kyrie game,
dude.
We
need 4 threes from PJ Washington in one game.
And we need a Kyrie game.
Yeah. I think a Kyrie game, though, is like 20 to 25. I think that's all he needs.
That's fine. That's fine.
Also, Goots asked a great question earlier. I wanted to bring this up. I saved it in chat. Would the Mavs make the finals if you replace Tatum with Luka? That is a great question.
If you put Jason Tatum on this Mavericks roster, the Mavericks aren't even in the playoffs. They're not even in the playoffs, removing the fact that Tatum and Kyrie couldn't win in Boston. Jason Tatum wouldn't even make the fucking playoffs in the Western Conference with this Mavs roster. That's the difference. That's the conversation that I think I'm trying to start. Is that we're putting Jason Tatum on this pedestal when he's been drafted to great rosters and had the best teammates you could possibly put around a kid. And we've mistaken that with him being the guy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And people are like, oh, the team he got drafted to, dude, he had fucking Marcus Smart when he was close to his prime. He had Al Horford. He had Kyrie Irving. Like, that is a roster that no rookie gets to experience. Yeah. You know what roster Luka Doncic got as a rookie? Fucking 42-year-old Dirk Nowitzki, who didn't even have a back. Like, this is all.
Dude, I agree with you. I agree with you. Chat hates this take, but I actually.
But do we not understand how hard the West is?
Yeah, no, it's impossible. It's pretty much impossible.
Even if he made the playoffs, I don't think he gets by the Clippers by himself. Like, when you're putting Tatum on this roster over Luka, you have to realize Tatum has to go win ball games by himself. He's never proved to you that he can do that. He's never proved to you he can do that.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic had to win games by himself. He had to hit a game winner over Rudy Gobert. Does Jason Tatum hit that game winner?
No, Jason Tatum hasn't. Has Jason Tatum ever hit a game winner?
I don't even know. I don't even know if Jason Tatum's on that roster and they're in that position. Let's say they get to the Western Conference Finals. You need a game winner. If Jason Kidd would have even put the ball in his hands.
No, that's Kyrie's shot.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he put the ball in Jaylen Brown's hands before.
The Pelicans were in the playoffs in the West, man. Do we not know who made the playoffs in the East? Do we need to start having that conversation?
Dude, there are 3 teams that didn't make the playoffs in the West that probably win series in the East.
Golden State Warriors.
You know what I mean, though? Like the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like those teams win series in the Eastern Conference.
I agree, dude. The Cleveland Cavs made the fucking playoffs in the East.
Yeah.
They're junk.
Yeah.
Darius Garland's averaging like 11 points.
The Cavs. I mean, we were in the play-in. We're fucking. If we're in a play-in,
yeah, the Bulls.
Yeah, we were in the play-in.
The Bulls
and the Hawks. Like both those teams are fucking awful. Like actually awful.
They'd make the play-in. Okay, I'll give Tatum the benefit of the doubt. They wouldn't make the playoffs. They wouldn't make the play. They'd be draft pick hunting.
Yeah,
is what they'd be doing.
for
They'd
sure.
be like, we got we just got to put guys around him. That's
This
just
is
the Dallas
Rossi's
Mavericks do.
fault.
That's the
GOT.
Yeah, I mean, this is just Diana's fault, honestly. Like, I just feel like if she just removed herself from the Boston Celtics front office, they'd already have 4 championships with Jason Tatum. But the problem is the Celtics they're putting him around the wrong people. And Diana's one of those people. You can't be putting your star players around him, around her. And that's probably why, I'll be honest with you. What happened that I wanted to talk about? There's a lot that happened this weekend, dude. I mean, the Diana stuff really took over my weekend, but I mean, the Mavs are down 2. You get the Oilers and the Panthers
tonight.
Game 2 tonight. We got boots on ground with the boys. Chelly and Trent will be there. I'm gonna take the Oilers again, but I think it feels like this Celtics series, man. Like, I just feel like the Panthers are gonna beat the shit out of them twice. Then you go back to Edmonton. I'm sure Edmonton gets 2 back. Like, I think this NHL series should go 7 if the Oilers can just figure. Because, dude, Connor McDavid has 6 SOGs and the Oilers can't score. Like, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem.
But I feel like that just means that they're gonna score 5 goals today.
I don't disagree with that.
Like, I kind of want to take the over in that game, 5.5. I feel like that game's like 4-3, 4-2.
I don't disagree with that. But again, it's like, dude, Skinner only let up 3. If he's letting up sub 5, you gotta help him out. Like, I feel like that's the level I put Skinner at. Like, he's an auto overs goalie.
Yeah, he is.
So if he's letting up sub 5 goals, you gotta help him out if you're the Oilers. That's a great game out of him.
He only let up 2 because they had that empty net. But
yeah,
still,
I mean, of course. Yeah, I mean, even
that's
if
better.
he's letting up
you
sub 3,
yeah, exactly.
He's letting up sub 3. Darren Waller retired. That's fucking hysterical.
Who gives a fuck? He's
news. It's funny.
It is funny, yeah. But
he's got divorced, made a rap career out of it, or not even an R&B career out of it.
Yeah, he's actually okay.
It wasn't
maybe
bad.
It's not that bad.
It wasn't bad,
not that
dude.
Bad.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, dude.
But I mean, dude, can we talk about that fall off? That fall off's insane. He was literally like, everyone was talking about him like he was Travis Kelce, and then went to the Giants, and he was maybe one of the worst tight ends in the league.
It's literally insane.
I had him in fantasy last year. He was fucking terrible.
Insane. And I feel like, dude, if I'm him, why not play on this Giants team? Like, apparently Malik Neighbors looks like he's going to be better than Odell.
Yeah, well, they said that.
Could be fun.
That one practice, yeah.
Yeah, it could be fun.
We'll see how that plays with pads on. And Daniel Jones actually trying to throw the ball to him.
Not that this matters. It's kind of like brain rot news, but Darwin Núñez, a striker for Liverpool, was like in the streets, and that fucking he might actually be my least favorite person on the internet. Jack Doherty, you know who Jack Doherty is? He was like doing this like live streamer, which, by the way, live streaming has just gotten completely out of control.
Like the IRL.
Yeah, like if you're watching Jack Doherty walk the streets of LA, you need to like seriously get checked into a facility. But this kid was apparently like Jack Doherty was walking the streets of LA, whatever. Darwin Núñez was on the street taking photos of people. And Jack Doherty was like, yo, Chad, who is this guy? He's got 2 watches on. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Like, I had no idea who Darwin Núñez was. Darwin Núñez like gets done taking photos, and Jack Doherty tries to like stop him, just completely ignored him. I was like, that's my striker.
Love that.
That's my fucking striker. And as he's walking away, Jack Doherty's like, but who is that, Chad? Like, he's got 2 watches on. It's like, dude.
That kid is so annoying.
It's like, I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate him. But that's my striker. Let's go, Darwin. Way to ignore the people that you need to ignore. Didn't even give him a high five. He was like, yo, what's up? And Darwin was like, maybe he knew him.
Yeah, he might have.
Even more of my
striker. He
striker.
might have seen his shit. And he was like,
even more of my striker. I also saw that 5 wins in his last 8. Last 8 from Scotty Scheffler.
Ridiculous.
I mean, that's absurd.
Dude, he just makes it look so easy too. Like, I told Trent literally after the first 3 holes of the tournament this week, I'm like, he's auto winning. You can just tell, like, when he's dialed in, there's nobody that can beat him.
Like, literally auto winning.
Nobody that can beat him.
Auto winning. Who was your favorite soccer player growing up? I saw a clip this weekend of mine growing up. Neymar is my favorite soccer player of all time. But when I was like in my formative years as a Liverpool fan, this guy was my guy, and I tried to like not play like him. He's kind of a scumbag, but I would watch his clips before bed every night.
I had 2 guys that I loved. Field player, I loved Ronaldinho. Yeah, I fucking loved him. Yeah. And then I was a goalie my entire life, so I loved Casillas. I loved him.
You were an Iker guy?
I loved Iker
Casillas. Dude, so sick.
He was so dope.
Mine was Luis Suarez.
Okay.
And they showed on the clip, like when he was on Liverpool, dude, I was like, him and Daniel Sturridge were my favorites. But there's a clip with Luis Suarez when he was on Barcelona playing against PSG, and it's a clip that like will resurface every couple of years because it's when he nutmegs David Luiz and then his one-on-one and just puts it in the top ends for no reason, like the most absurd shot. And I was like, the clip's going crazy viral. And like the funniest part about it is like Luis Suarez is just like such a scumbag, and that's why I loved him when he was on Liverpool. Like, he nutmegs David Luiz for no reason, just goes absurd top ends. Like, for no reason, top right corner, like, could have just buried it low right, low left. Like, could have been like a pass shot, like, for no reason. Just obscene levels of top ends. And then shoulder checks Vanderweel out of the way. People might not remember. Vanderweel was like a goat on that PSG defense back in the day. Body checks him to do his celebration in front of the PSG ultras. And it's like, dude, I miss having players like Luis Suarez in soccer. Like, he was just like all-time scumbag.
Dickhead, yeah.
Yeah, but if he was on your team, you're like, dude, this is literally the best player.
He's literally Draymond Green of soccer.
He's literally Draymond, but way more skilled. Way more skilled. He had like 30 goals.
I mean, yeah.
1 year in the Premier League. He's way better, but same personality. I agree. All right, should we serve some slate?
Drogba was a great shout.
Oh
too.
my
I used
God,
to love him.
Drogba was so good.
Wayne Rooney. What were the
early Wayne?
The T90s. Remember those cleats?
Yes,
those are his
bro.
cleats with like the sweet spot on the top, like the circles. Dude, those things.
Dude, early Wayne was a go.
Yeah.
And then he like found beer in the late stage of his career and like
went to the MLS. He played for Washington, right?
DC.
Yeah.
I saw that Stephen El Shaarawy back in the day was literally a go. I saw this on a clip about Wayne Rooney. You know, he sleeps in hotel rooms with a hairdryer on facing his head on cool mode.
Why just get a fan?
That's like the most insane thing I've ever heard. Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal was unconscious.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what is that?
That's so weird. Dude, I experienced something like that this weekend with Trent. He uses that fucking white noise machine.
Oh, yeah, he does.
It's like, I mean, once you go to sleep, you don't hear it, but like, it's so fucking loud.
So
like, why do you need that?
People underestimate that sleeping in the same hotel room as Trent is like sleeping in the hotel room with your girlfriend. Like, he's got a routine.
Yeah, he does.
He's got things he needs that he can't sleep without. Like, it's a journey in itself.
Yeah.
It's a journey in itself. He gets down to his undies, and you're like, dude, can you maybe not with the undies while we're sleeping in the same room? Different beds, but
that was funny.
What was I gonna say? I totally just forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, let's serve some slate. We got some slate to serve. Also, just want to bring up one more soccer player because I saw a clip. Fucked me up because I forgot how good he was, and his fall off should literally be studied. Eden Hazard.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dude, I grew up with like two of my best friends in high school were Chelsea fans, and I was a Liverpool fan. And that was the era when it was like Suarez on Liverpool, and then we were junk, and we had like Sterling left for City, Suarez left for Barca, Sturridge was junk. We were Joe Allen, John Drachel, like, and my buddies were Chelsea fans, and that's the era with Juan Mata and fucking Fernando Torres towards the end of his career. Yeah. Eden Hazard, like nuts. And Eden Hazard used to ruin my fucking weekends, dude.
He was good for like 3 years.
Dude,
and then disappeared.
He was like the best player for like 3 years.
When he was I remember Belgium.
Like, he's going to Real Madrid. And then it's like never saw him play.
In Belgium, when he was there, when he was good, like were they the favorites to win the World Cup one year?
Maybe.
I might be wrong, but I feel like when they had him, when we lost to them, when they beat the shit out of us in that World Cup, they might have been the favorites. That team was disgusting.
Divock Origi putting shots on net. Tim Howard literally making 15 saves. That was absurd.
That was crazy.
All right, let's serve some slate. There's not a lot of games on, but there might be some systems on the board. I already got notified of one. Also, started betting COD with Chelly this weekend. It's electric. We need to do it more. We need
betting COD.
Yeah, we need to do more. I think we should do some live streams and watch it. It's really fun. I'm so down to start betting COD way more. All right, let's talk some ball. We can fade Pepe with duffels in our hands. That is a system play. We will do that. Orioles money line. I went through the slate a little bit, Josh. So I just want you to know I'm coming in a little bit more prepared than normal. Hazard was the greatest Chelsea player of all time. That's
crazy.
Tough when Drogba puts up.
That's crazy.
You could even make an argument. Never mind.
What about Thiago? No Thiago?
No, I'm not gonna. You could make an argument for a couple guys with Chelsea. How are you not putting John Terry and Frank Lampard? And that's insane.
I mean, that is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's
insane. But,
oh no, my shit froze. Wait 1 sec. Let's run the graphic. We got to run the graphic. We can't.
Oh yeah, we didn't run the fucking. Welcome back to Slate Surfers, the part of the show we surf the slate. We give you the bets you need today to make some money and possibly cover your bar tabs from the weekend prior. Here we go. Start off with those money line. You fade Pepe with duffels in your hand. The Rays are moose shit. I hope Javon's not listening. I don't want to be offended, but his team is moose shit. The Rockies and Twins. I'll tell you what you do in that game, Josh. You stay away from it. Okay. You don't bet it. Okay? You don't bet it. You go to the Blue Jays Brewers. And I'll tell you what. I'm taking the Brewers at a short line. I don't care if the Blue Jays are hot. I don't care what they're doing. I fucking hate the Blue Jays. And I think I'm over my fright Explain the Pepioid hate, Mikey. Love the content. Nicholas in the YouTube chat. I'll explain the Pepioid hate. I don't even know what he looks like. I don't even know who he is. All I know is that last year, Trent would fade Pepioid with devils in his hands, and it would work at an obscene clip. So I've just carried into this year, and it somehow works. So that's it. Just so you guys know, my baseball betting brain just put rocks into a head, shake it up, and that's how I bet on baseball. It has nothing to do with anything that actually matters. So if anything, maybe try fading the baseball bets, but I've been kind of dialed. So just don't fade confidently, but just be prepared for a clean sweep for no reason. Seth Luga plus chicken. I don't care that they're playing the Yankees. The Yankees are a team that I guarantee you everyone's going to be on today because the Royals are kind of slipping. But watch the Royals back in Kansas City smoke the Yankees for no reason after a tough series against the Dodgers. This feels like a series where the Yankees go, and Bobby Witt hits 4 homers. And it's like, instead of the Shohei narrative and Judge narrative, it's like, okay, Bobby Witt might be the best player in the MLB. So Seth Lugo plus chicken system play. You take the Royals. We have an opportunity.
What's that?
Quite possibly the biggest system on the entire board. Logan Gilbert Day against the worst team in baseball, the Mariners -1.
I like that. Eric Fetty on the mound.
The Mariners -1. With Logan Gilbert on the bump, Logan Gilbert fantasies today, I guarantee it reaches almost 70s. The Mariners -1.
Dude, that game reminds me that I fed Andrew Vaughn hits, runs, RBIs on Thursday before I left, and he went nuclear.
I don't remember what that entry did. I think I might have sold it.
I think you might have.
I might have sold it. I got to check, dude. I've had so many.
And I also said the White Sox are winning that game. They lost 14-2.
Yeah, it's okay. Short memory. We got bumblebee brain memory over here. You take the most profitable bet in baseball, the Athletics +1.5 against the Padres. You're -225. Those lines never work out. For you. Those lines never work out for you. And I'm going to be on the other side in my A's hat, looking like Jonah Hill, chubby as ever, doing this with the A's -1.5. So I got news for you. Do what you want with that, but I'm on the A's +1.5. I mean, not minus, plus.
You can take the minus maybe.
Whoa. A's +1.5. I don't care that Dylan Cease is on the bump for the Padres. Doesn't matter. Astros, Giants. Josh, I'm going to do something that might shock you here. We have tried to fade spaghetti all year, and I haven't been on the right side of fading spaghetti one time. So why don't we on a Monday reset the engines and take the Astros money line with spaghetti against the Giants?
I don't hate that.
You know what I mean?
I don't hate that at all.
The Astros have sucked me every way they could. So why not go one more time with spaghetti on the bump?
Yeah, I like
spaghetti
that.
on the bump money line.
I like that a lot.
I already said I'm going to be on the Oilers. I think this game goes over, so I love the over 5.5 in the Panthers-Oilers for this game. I feel like, listen, what did we see last game? Panthers come out 3-0, up 2-0, empty netter 3-0. The Oilers couldn't seem to score at all because Bobrovsky is literally an IUD. IUD Bob. And I think this is the game. We don't break the dam as the Oilers, but I see a 4-2 win for the Panthers maybe, and we cover. Or maybe the Oilers come out and shock and they win 4-2, 4-3. So give me the over 5.5 here. And I love, well, don't love, but I'm going to take the Oilers again. So I just want everyone to know, but my favorite bet is the over 5.5 in this one.
I like it.
Do you have anything?
I mean, that's my favorite bet too, 5.5. I like the over. Other than that, dude, there's really not much on, dude.
Well,
I mean,
Caitlin Clark.
No, I know, but it's not even on here. I mean, they're plus 10.5, right?
But Caitlin Clark, after getting cut from the Olympic team, might be her point.
Dude, so what I would do is
Carrington is another girl that should be on the Olympic roster. You need defense?
Yeah.
She's unbelievable.
Yeah, she is good. If I were to take any, I don't know why they don't have it up on Green Book here, but
I'm literally going to
10.5, right?
I think so, yeah. I'm literally going to post Caitlin Clark square and be like,
I would
after
take
getting cut, you think she's not dropping 30?
Yeah. Dude,
Did you see me correctly predict a 30 ball out of Caitlin, though, by the way,
I did
on our
see
feed?
that.
That was insane, and people don't talk about that enough.
Dude, another thing that happened this weekend that was fucking hilarious. We were watching the Fever game, and right after it ended, there was like a 7-on-7 kids game on NFL Network, and me and Trent were betting on them, and I fucking swept him. It was so funny, dude. It was so funny, dude. His team scored. He kept calling his quarterback Lamar. They scored with 13 seconds left. The field's only 50 yards. They scored with 14 seconds left. My team gets the ball, literally first play, 50-yard bomb, touchdown to win the game. It was so funny. He was in moose.
That's
So good.
That's actually so good.
But yeah, I got nothing else. I don't think I mean, I would probably just fade the Fever. I mean, they just won last game, 10.5 point.
Yeah, I don't hate the Sun -10, but I'm taking Caitlin Clark.
I like Caitlin.
my
I mean,
life
I would,
depends on
dude, one thing, I would take her PRA because I feel like she's going to be trying to do everything. Like she's going to be trying
I
to do
love that
everything.
too, Josh. That's a nugget out of you that I don't mind.
Yeah.
All right. Should we make a PP entry real quick? Sorry, BTL, and then get out of here?
Yeah.
I'm taking Caitlin Clark points. What do you like?
Let me look.
Could be the MLB.
It's
Could be the NHL.
It's going to have to be the MLB because I don't do NHL.
Could be hits. Chelly's been printing on hits. Could be another hits game out of the kid.
You know what we're going to do?
Chelly's on auto tail right now, by the way, guys.
Is he?
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah, the 4 hits thing. That was crazy.
He's literally on auto tail.
Dude, that made Trent 10K, and then he hit another one after that.
Mavs were not sharp like lightning.
Trent made like 25 grand in one day.
Yeah,
on Saturday.
I'm over it, dude.
Actually insane.
I'm actually over it. And all he does is bitch.
Yeah. Let's fade Seth Lugo fantasy. Oh, you won't fucking take that. Goddamn.
After I said the world, you're gonna try to fade Seth Lugo. That's literally
all right.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. Like,
okay, so this is fading the Athletics kind of, but Dylan C's fantasy score more than 41.5. He hasn't hit that in 5 games. He's hitting that.
Dylan C's fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay.
41.5.
Dylan C's fantasies.
Krabby, what are you smiling at in here?
What is Krabs?
What's this guy doing?
Krabs, what are you smiling at?
He didn't even know he was in here. I don't think.
Krabs, what the fuck are you smiling at? All right. That's it. We end the show with a little inspiration, a little motivation. I had a quote, actually, I wanted to read for you guys. Let me get it. Let me pull it up really quickly, and then we'll get you guys right out of here, get you to BTL. By the way, if you don't know what BTL is, it's our Sharps report on the entire slate of the day. You're going to need it for if you're betting baseball, if you're betting the NHL, if you're trying to bet the NBA later on in the week. I promise you, they got a bet for every single one of you. And by the way, if you didn't know and you like betting a little bit dirty, they bet a little dirty. They bet dirty over there, BTL. All right, listen, we end every episode with a little inspiration, a little motivation. Here's what I'm going to say to you. A little quote, again, from Adventure Time. Okay? I know people might be in the Adventure Time, little cartoon show. You could learn a little something. Turn it on. All right? It's from Jake the dog. And it reads like this. Bad biscuits make the baker broke, bro. I'm going to read that one more time for you. Bad biscuits make the baker broke, bro. And I'm going to take it a step further. Don't be the bad biscuit. Don't be the person in the team that's bringing a sour attitude, that's bringing the sour energy, that's not working as hard as they possibly can because the bad biscuit makes the baker broke. So today when you're going into work or on the weekend when you're with your buddies, don't be the one that brings the vibe down. Don't be the one that's not showing up. Don't be the bad biscuit because the baker's going to go broke. Be the one in your company that they go, we want to give that guy a raise. I can't wait till Jerry comes in the office today. Okay, be the good biscuit on a Monday. I love you guys so much. Take one step forward for me. I know how hard it is to take one step forward in life, but do me a favor. Take one step forward. I know how hard it can be. By the end of the year, we might just be running together. Good morning, good afternoon, good night for the morning after. I love you guys so much. Stay right here. We got BTL coming up next. Same stream, same place. You don't even have to close the tab. Just watch. I love you guys so much. See you.